And now some fresh pickings from the political grapevine. If you watched our coverage of the State of the Union Tuesday night, you saw President Obama at the end of the speech honor wounded warrior, Army Ranger Corey Remsburg. NBC News senior political director Mark Murray tweeted, quote, Obama's ending on Remsburg wasn't just a story about America, it also was a story about Obama. Nothing has ever come easy. Remsburg served 10 deployments, took shrapnel in the brain, spent 3 months in a coma, underwent dozens of surgeries, a lot of rehab, and is blind in one eye. It is only years later that he can walk and speak. Murray later defended his tweet, saying the struggle of Americans in general applies to President Obama. Breitbart.com notes, quote, using that logic, it also applies to 330+ million Americans living today and the billions that came before. It was Murray and Murray alone who chose to single Obama out. MSNBC host Andrea Mitchell is rewriting history to blame President Bush for icy relations with Iran. Mitchell says the inclusion of Iran in the president's 2002 Axis of Evil soured a good relationship. Quote, up until that moment, Iran was cooperating with the United States on the border of Afghanistan. It was post 9/11. Iran was more or less an American ally. By being included in the Axis of Evil, it turned the Iranian government in a completely different direction. But the U.S. and Iran have not been anywhere near allies since the U.S. cut off diplomatic relations in 1980. In fact, they still have no diplomatic relations to this day. The U.S. also has long-standing concerns over Iran's nuclear program and sponsorship of terrorism around the world. Finally, we told you earlier in the week about the relative paucity of coverage by the New York Times on the March for Life here in Washington. Hundreds of thousands of Americans braved freezing temperatures to share their pro-life message. Well, now we turn to the lack of coverage on the broadcast side, and a comparison that Newsbusters found unsettling. The broadcast networks devoted just 46 seconds to the annual march. Yet earlier this month, the birth of a new panda cub at the National Zoo earned 6 times as much coverage, including a Good Morning America declaration that pandas are magic. To recap, huge pro-life march in frigid temperatures drawing international attention, 46 seconds. Bow Bow the Panda, 4 minutes, 41 seconds. Grapevine questions the priorities.